start. Will digital stay
So we uploaded a picture here of a horse. We're gonna add a mask draw and then pick an effect.
This moment now.
Barrel effect. I'm gonna move the barrel effect on top of the mask draw. I'm gonna click show mask and then we can draw wherever we want on the image. I'm going to do an outline around the horse's head here. So
but that
was the show mask right there. And now I take off the show mask and you can see the barrel blur effect on the outline that I had drawn earlier. Now I'm going to go ahead and just fill in so you can see the barrel blur effect happening wherever I was drawing. And we could also enable the loop part of the effect for barrel blur. It's going to create this pulsing. And then we could change the minimum and maximum parameters to find an aesthetic sweet spot that we like. We could also play with the type and the speed of the loop. So now it is set on sine and 0.25 for the speed, so it has a slow pulse. So that is the mask draw. You could hit clear right here. It cleared all of the masking that I'd done, and I'm gonna redraw an outline here around the horse's head. This time without the show mask enabled, so you don't see the red, you just see the effect. That'll probably confuse you at first if you haven't worked with the masks, but eventually you'll get used to it. Again, the effect always has to go above the mask, and it only affects the effect that is active immediately preceding it. So that would be the barrel blur right here in this instance. So I'm going to reload that picture that we just exported back into an empty preset, and I'm going to add the mask draw again. And this time I'm going to do the same exercise with a different effect. Let's pick the dither. So we're going to move the dither above the mask draw, and then we're going to add that dithering effect onto the hands here. Let's draw on the hands. And so now the hands down here have this dithering effect on it. It's hard to draw where the mosh and the export is. I haven't figured out how to get around that yet. And also let's draw in the rest of the skin with some dither too for the horse head up here. So I'm just going to click and drag and draw. There is no undo, so you have to get it right or hit the clear button to start over. So when drawing, you have to kind of be a ninja like me. And hit export here. And one thing we didn't do is I would like to add some of this loop effect to the dither, and I'm just going to enable all the parameters here, and you can see them all going there. Let's change some of the speeds and see if we can get a little sweet spot of what we like. That might be too fast, so I'm going to slow it down. And that'll work. Export that. So all this music in the background is AI music I've been making, based off of mostly everyone's post on X, so it's pretty cool. Of course, I don't tell anybody I'm like stealing your post and making songs about it, but I am. So here we go. Let's add in another effect, just load up what we last exported, and we're gonna do the hard glitch. See, the hard glitch was on the bottom right now. Now we just moved it to the top. So you can see that it is affecting the mask draw area of the hands and the head that we had done earlier. And I could see if there's any loop effects that I want to tweak here. Not really too much. This will do. And hit export. And that's another thing, you're going to be exporting and reloading, stacking your image back on top of each other a lot, and then deciding if you want to keep some of the doubled effects or do something different. Here we're going to use the mask draw again. Let's add the pixel sort, and it's kind of just making it blurry. It's not really what I'm wanting. I don't know if any of these parameters are gonna give me what I want. So if the effect doesn't give you what you want, don't use it. Let's see what else we got down here. Let's look at the VHS. So now the VHS, we'll move it on top of the mask again. And you can see the VHS lines right there going through the head and the fingers. And that looks pretty cool, so let's export that.
A beast emerged and claimed her soul. I never thought a monster.
Preacher from the Spam Lagoon, that's the song right now. Alright, so let's load another. Let's load the last thing we just did and run through some of my presets here. Here's the 8-bit static, bit dither. There's the bulge, 8 pulse. So I tried to put a little hyphen and name some of the presets so that I could kind of come in and just tweak them a little bit whenever I want to get a particular aesthetic. Like this one, we could just adjust the sharpen, go ahead and export. And then we could think of, I don't know, is there anything else we could do? Let's see, overlay. A lot of times, you know, you can find some cool effects by using one of your previous exports and overlaying it on top of your newest one. Here we will just play around with the opacity and the blend mode to see if we can get some sort of interaction that is pleasing. And then, yeah, I always like messing with the minimum and maximum parameters too to dial in exactly where you want that looping type and speed to be hitting. So then we go ahead and hit export. And we have a number of effects on this horse now. There's one in particular I have been experimenting with, which is the tilt shift, because I just had never used the tilt shift before. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna find out how I like to use it. So you can see here with the tilt shift, it adds like a blurry kind of ness and motion as if you're tilting the image. And so we're gonna go in and set our parameters for the loop effect and find some place where it doesn't blur out the areas that we want to keep clear, and see if we like that. And let's see, what else could we possibly add here? Could add some grain, but I could already kind of tell this grain's not going to do what I want it to do. So yeah, if the effect doesn't do what you want, don't use it. Go ahead and export this. And maybe one of the last things we'll go over here is here's some more presets, just kind of seeing what we got through saved presets I have. Using some caption. So if we wanted to add some text and caption effects to this, first we got to find caption. All we have to do, see, I'll type in text horse trading, hashtag horse trading. And I'm going to enable all of the loop parameters here. And you can see it's just spamming the same kind of motion there, so I'm going to put randomize on all of the different parameters here. And now we have a sporadic randomized horse trading hashtag text. So these are just some go-to things that I like to do and use in PHOTOMOSH. I thought it'd be kind of cool to share with everyone. I also like exporting into GIFs, and my goal is to get the GIF to be under 15 megabytes because that's what you can share on X, and it also just keeps the files manageable. Now, if you have a beast of a computer, you could, you know, mosh some monster big GIFs. Go for it, and if you just like doing the video, that's fine too. So I always save in video and restack in video, and at the very end I create a GIF, and then I try to see if it is under 15 megabytes. That one's 20 megabytes, so I have to find some more parameters to reduce in the settings here for the GIF. So you could take away from the size, you could take away from the duration. We already moved the frame rate down to 12. And I guess I'll make some more videos like this if anyone finds them interesting. Next I was looking at showing using OBS and controlling the loop parameters from your MIDI controller, like keyboard, the knobs, faders, and whatnot, and then recording that performance of the knobs and the faders over your art piece through OBS as like a video jockey VJing, and using that as the art piece. So that's kind of like the next step for me, and this is pretty much how I'm using PHOTOMOSH on the right now, and looks like I got it now. This should be 15 megabytes or less, and it's ready to share. So thanks for watching, and again, the music in the background is AI music that I've created off of posts on X, so you never know whenever maybe I've made a song about you or what you've said. Anyways, I'll see y'all later.